Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day is: Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. This is the quote by Rumi. My name is Dr. Aamna Khalid. I am PGR Community Medicine. I will be presenting the topic of qualitative research under the kind supervision of Professor Dr. Saira Afsan, who is Dean, Institute of Public Health, Lahore. Learning objectives of today's presentation are: we will define qualitative research, describe major qualitative research designs, understand sampling and data collection methods, explain qualitative data analysis, including thematic analysis, discuss the trustworthiness and rigor, and differentiate the qualitative research from quantitative research. We will start by defining the two researches. The quantitative research provides the anatomy of a system. It focuses on the measurement and frequency, uses statistical associations, numerical data, and uses the deductive reasoning. While qualitative research provides insight into the physiology of the system and explores meanings and experiences, captures the social processes, and uses the non-numerical data and uses inductive reasoning. So, qualitative research can be defined as a research approach that uses non-numerical data to explore and understand meanings, perceptions, experiences, and social phenomena. It explores the new or poorly understood phenomena, primarily uses inductive reasoning, seeks to understand meanings people assign to their experiences, and the goal is deep understanding, not only the measurement of variables. Characteristics of qualitative research are that it is naturalistic, means it is conducted in the real life settings. Researcher is used as an instrument, means researcher is a primary data collection tool, and flexibility, and evolving and adaptable study design. The rich descriptions, this study design produces thick, detailed descriptions, context focused. It emphasizes the participant perspectives and context. So the types of qualitative research can be phenomenology, which is the lived experiences, grounded theory, where we develop the theories, ethnography, which is based on the culture and beliefs, historical research, based on the past events, case study, which provides in-depth single case description, and exploratory or descriptive, which is naturalistic inquiry. We will go through the detail now. Phenomenology, the purpose of this type of qualitative research is that it provides a rich description of lived experiences. The methods used are interviews, observations, surveys, document review. For example, the experiences of individuals isolated from family during COVID-19 infection. This study can be conducted as phenomenology. And the key point to keep in mind is that it seeks to understand how individuals interpret and make sense of a particular experience. The analysis of this type of qualitative research includes: we identify the themes, classify experiences, and explore meanings beyond ordinary awareness. Second one is grounded theory, which where we develop a new theory or expand an existing one. Again, the methods used are similar. The example includes recovery experiences of breast cancer patients after surgery. So the data collection and analysis occur simultaneously until a theory emerges. Again, the analysis is similar. Ethnography, the purpose is based on the study culture, traditions, beliefs, and behaviors of groups. For example, the mental well-being of ethnic minority patients in critical care. This is the example of ethnography. Researcher often spends for a long time within the community being studied. Then historical research, this examine the past events using historical records. For example, using the previous health education campaigns to design a new intervention. So this evaluates the evidence, identifies conflicting information, and develops the bibliography. Then we have case study, which is the in-depth exploration of a single case. A case can be an individual or family, a group, or community. For example, experiences of a whole family during COVID-19 lockdown. This provides holistic understanding of complex real-life situations. Then we have exploratory or descriptive research, which is the naturalistic and descriptive inquiry. For example, the perceptions of religious leaders regarding neonatal autopsy. This is often used when little information exists about a phenomenon. Now we'll talk about the research question frameworks and sampling. The question wording for qualitative research are they start with how and why, and we use the verbs like describe, explore, understand. For example, one of the question is what are the perceptions about vaccines? We should avoid the questions like this, that what are the myths about vaccines. So this is giving a hint to the person. Yeah, so that's why we have to use some general terminologies, that what are the perceptions about vaccines. For developing a research question, we have two frameworks. One is the SPIDER framework, which is the abbreviation. S stands for sample, PR for phenomena of interest, D for design, E for evaluation, and R for research type. And the SPICE framework, where S stands for setting, P is population or perspective, I is intervention of phenomena, C is comparison, and E is evaluation. Different sampling methods are used in qualitative research. For example, we can use purposive sampling, where participants are selected based on specific characteristics or criteria relevant to the research. Snowball sampling, where the existing participants recruit further participants from their networks. Then the quota sampling, where pre-specified number of participants with specific characteristics are recruited. And theoretical saturation is a concept which is the point where additional interviews produce no new information. So it's more important than the predetermined sample size. So if we talk about the sample size, so theoretical saturation, which is the point where additional interviews produce no new information, that is the point where we decide that this should be our sample size, and we will now stop interviewing further any further. So a general recommendation about the sample size is that in ethnography, we can take 30 to 50 people. In grounded theory, again, 30 to 50. And in phenomenology and general, talking about general qualitative research overall, we can take around six or more than six participants. But a key point is again, saturation is more important than a predetermined sample size, and we have to keep the collecting data. We have to keep collecting data until no new themes emerge. There are different data collection methods. Uh, we can go for the interviews, and there are different types of interviews. They can be structured, unstructured, or semi-structured. Structured is the fixed one, where fixed predetermined questions are asked. All participants are asked the same questions in same order. This is easy to compare responses. Unstructured is the open-ended, where no predetermined questions are there. This is conversational, and it allows deep exploration of topics as they arise naturally. Semi-structured, which is most common, this is combination of both. It has the guide as well, but allows the flexibility at the same time. This is the most common method in qualitative research. If we generally speak, the most common method used is the semi-structured interview, where we use the open-ended question, we use the participant language, we have to probe the participants through different questions to get into the detail of the phenomena or whatever we are studying, and we have to move from general to specific questions. Then the second method is focus group discussions. where we have 5 to 13 participants in the discussion group. The purpose is to generate discussion and explore the group perspectives. Advantages of this method is that it provides rich group interaction, diverse opinions are captured, and social dynamics are revealed. And we have to end the question, the conversation with this question, that have we missed something? Then the third method is in-depth interview, which is one-to-one interview. Flexible questioning is done, and confidential setting should be made available. And we explore the experiences and perceptions in detail. Then we have key informant interviews, where knowledgeable individuals are involved, like community leaders, policymakers, health administrators, and they are selected via stakeholder mapping. Along with the different kinds of interviews and group discussions, we have to do the observation, and different methods of observation include participant observation and non-participant observation. Participant observation is the one where researcher, him or herself, participate into the activities of the participants. And non-participant is the one where researcher observe without any participation. The focus is people, their activities, the setting of the environment, and the whole context. Ethical note here is that participants should know they are being observed, but at the same time, privacy and confidentiality must be protected. Then one concept is reflexivity, which is the recognition that the researcher may influence the research process. The influencing factors can be gender, ethnicity, profession, or social status of the researcher. We have to mention the reflexivity in the form of reflexivity notes, and this provides and improves transparency and credibility of the research. So the interview process is that no answer has to be labeled as right or wrong question answer. We have to maintain the neutrality of the environment. The usual time which is taken is 1 to 1.25 hours. Then audio recording has to be made available along with the notes taking, and we should transcribe the notes or audio recording immediately after completing the interview. And then we go for the thematic content analysis, which is a systematic method of identifying, organizing, and interpreting the patterns of means themes within the qualitative data. First of all, we transform large amounts of textual data into the meaningful, interpretable findings. We have to identify the patterns, identify common ideas, perceptions, experiences, and behaviors among participants, answer the research questions through themes that emerge from the data, and interpret the meaning, and which is not only merely summarizing the whole thing, but interpret the underlying meaning of the data. Some key concepts in thematic analysis are here. For example, unit of analysis, which is the entity being studied. For example, the person, organization, program, or the community on which we are working. The meaning unit. This is a phrase or sentence containing one central meaning. For example, after vaccination, I felt safer when interacting with others. Then we have coding, means assigning labels to the meaningful segments, the meaning unit. For example, the code can be feeling protected for the above example. Then we have condensation, which is shortening a statement while preserving its essential meaning. Then we have abstraction, moving from specific statements to broader or more general concepts. Then we have distillation, which is removing unnecessary words from lengthy narratives. Then we have reduction, which is eliminating irrelevant information unrelated to the research question. So these are the steps of thematic analysis. First step is familiarization, means we have to read the transcript repeatedly, listen to the recording, and become immersed into the data. The second step is generate initial codes. Identify important words, phrases, and ideas and assign the descriptive labels or codes to those ideas. The third step is we have to search for the categories. We have to group together the similar codes and create subcategories and categories. The fourth step is developing theme. We have to merge the related categories into broader themes representing the major pattern. The fifth step is review and refine. We have to check whether themes are accurately reflecting the data, or we can modify or combine as needed for the review. The last step is interpret and report. We have to explain does the theme mean, and support findings with verbatim participant quotations. Verbatim is the specific terminology which is coming in the next slide. The example of theme development is we start with the verbatim, which is the expression of the participant. He said that after receiving the COVID-19 vaccine, I felt more confident meeting people and returning to work. So from this verbatim, we extracted a meaning unit, which is feeling safe after vaccination. And then we developed a quote, which is increased confidence. So the theme development flow is we start with the verbatim, we develop a meaning unit, and we make a quote from this meaning unit. Then from these code, we make subcategories and categories, and finally, we develop a theme which is representing the whole idea or concept. Then ensuring trustworthiness in thematic analysis, there are different ways of ensuring the trustworthiness. For example, the first one is multiple coders. We use more than one researcher to code data independently, then compare. Then the audit trail. Maintain the documentation of all coding decisions throughout the process. Then member checking. We return findings to participants to verify accurate interpretation. Then we have triangulation. Cross-verify the themes using multiple methods, data sources, or investigators. And then the verbatim quotations. We include direct participant quotes to support and illustrate the themes. Then reflexivity, which is a practice throughout analysis to acknowledge the researcher influence. Then we come to the trustworthiness and rigor. There are four components of trustworthiness. One is credibility, and its counterpart is internal validity in quantitative research. While in qualitative research, we label it as credibility, which is the confidence that findings reflect the participants' realities. This is achieved by member checking, triangulation, reflexivity, data saturation, and multiple analysis. Then we have the transferability. The counterpart in quantitative research is the external validity. This is the applicability to other settings. And this is achieved by rich descriptions, diverse participants, and adequate contextual information. Then we have dependability, which is the consistency of findings over time, which we label as reliability in quantitative research. And this dependability is achieved by audit trails, external review, and detailed methodology. Then we have conformability. The counterpart in quantitative research is objectivity. Conformability is the neutrality of findings. This is achieved by the reflexive journals, multiple analysts, and the documentation of decisions. Triangulation is use of multiple methods, sources, or perspectives to verify and strengthen the findings. We can have data triangulation where we use different data sources like in time, space, and person. Then the investigator triangulation where multiple researchers collect or analyze the data. Methodological triangulation where we combine multiple methods like interviews and observations. And theory triangulation where using multiple theoretical perspectives to interpret data. Now, these are some of the strengths of a qualitative research. It provides rich and detailed information, explores complex social phenomena, captures the participant perspectives, generates new theories. It's flexible and adaptable design, and we understands why and how of different phenomena. The limitations of qualitative research are that this is time consuming, smaller sample sizes are used, limited generalizability, researcher influence is possible, data analysis can be subjective, and it is difficult to replicate exactly. So these are some of the differences of qualitative from quantitative research. Qualitative research has the purpose to explore meaning and experience, while quantitative mere quantify and generalize the findings. The data type in qualitative is words, narratives, and observations, while in quantitative we have numbers and stats. Reasoning is inductive in qualitative and deductive in quantitative. The design is flexible and evolving in qualitative, while fixed and structured in quantitative. The sample size is small in qualitative and large in quantitative. The thematic and content analysis is done in qualitative, while statistical analysis is done in quantitative. The outcome are themes and theories in qualitative, while frequencies, correlations, and different things in quantitative. Generalizability is limited in qualitative, while high in quantitative research. And there are so many other differences as well. This is just a summary. The software used are NVivo QDA software. These are used for coding and categorization, data organization, theme generation, audit trail maintenance. So the software assists the analysis but does not replace the researcher interpretation. Verbatim is the direct quotations from the research participant. The importance of this is that it support and illustrate the findings, preserve the participant voice, enhance the authenticity, and add credibility to analysis. And then member checking was a terminology used previously, which means to return the findings to participants to verify accurate interpretation. This improves the credibility. So, summarizing today's class, qualitative research explores the meanings, experiences, and social phenomena using the non-numerical data, uses interviews, focus groups, observations, and documents as primary data collection methods, relies on inductive reasoning to build understanding from the data up, employs thematic content analysis, starting from to familiarize the data, then code development, categories, team development, interpreting the findings, and reporting it. Ensures rigor through credibility, transferability, dependability, and conformability, and this plays a vital role in public health, community medicine, and social science research. So now we come to MCQs. Question number one is, a public health researcher spends 1 year living in a remote tribal community to understand their beliefs regarding childhood immunization through observation and participation in community activities. Which research design is being used? Option A, phenomenology; B, ethnography; C, historical research; D, grounded theory; and E, narrative research.
B.
Yes, the B is the right answer. Question number two. Our team wants to understand why parents refuse childhood vaccines. Which research question is most appropriate? Option A, how many parents refuse vaccination? B, what percentage of parents refuse vaccination? C, why do parents refuse childhood vaccination? D, is vaccine refusal associated with education level? And E, what is the prevalence of vaccine refusal?
D.
C is the right answer because all of the four other questions are directing us towards the quantitative analysis. Question number three is, a researcher recruits participants who have first-hand experience of neonatal intensive care and can provide rich information regarding parental stress. Which sampling method is being used? Option A, random sampling; B, systematic; C, stratified; D, purposive; and E, cluster.
A.
D is the right answer. Fourth question is, after conducting 22 interviews regarding maternal healthcare experiences, researchers find that no new information is emerging from subsequent interviews. This point is known as option A, reliability; B, data saturation; C, saturation; D, triangulation; and E, reflexivity.
C.
Yes, this is the right answer. Question number five, a researcher asks all participants the same predetermined questions in the same sequence without any deviation. This interview type is option A, unstructured; B, semi-structured; C, narrative; D, structured; and E, key informant.
D.
D.
Yes, D is the right answer. Question number 6. A moderator facilitates discussion among eight mothers regarding barriers to exclusive breastfeeding and encourages encourages interaction among participants. This method is option A, key informant interview, B, participant observation, C, focus group discussion, D, historical review, and E, phenomenological interview.
C.
Yes, B
B.
is the right answer. C is the right answer. Eight mothers are participated. Question number 7. A researcher joins community meetings and participates in local cultural activities while collecting data on health beliefs. This is an example of option A, non-participant observation, B, historical observation, C, participant observation, D, key informant interview, and E, narrative inquiry.
C.
Yes, C is
C.
the right answer. Question number 8. During data analysis, the statement used is I was afraid of vaccine side effects. And this is labeled as fear of adverse effects. This process is called option A, condensation, B, coding, C, distillation, D, abstraction, and E, reduction.
B.
Yes, B is the right answer. Question number 9. A qualitative researcher keeps a diary documenting how her professional background may influence data collection and interpretation. This practice is known as option A, dependability, B, reflexivity, C, coding, D, triangulation, and E, saturation.
D.
Yes, B is the right answer. Question number 10. Two independent researchers analyze the same transcript separately and later compare their findings to minimize individual bias. This primarily strengthens option A, conformability, B, saturation, C, sampling adequacy, D, generalizability, and E, measurement precision.
D.
A is the right answer, conformability. This is the answer key. This is the YouTube channel of IPH where this presentation will be uploaded. Thank you so much.